Good evening, everybody. My name is Nick Bailey from Wexford, and as the producer of the Greenlight session, it has fallen to me to speak to you a little bit about the production. This is our record of St. Patrick's Day in a pandemic. These artists arrived alone at the National Opera House, and they left alone. There were no dressing rooms. There was no meet and greet. There was no camaraderie with other artists. There was a skeleton crew and 870 empty seats in that beautiful auditorium. There was just the artist in the moment. These artists have given so much in these difficult times, and my hope is that when this is all over, you might like to show some support and fill those 870 seats once again. Thank you for joining us at tonight's Greenlight session. I hope you enjoyed the show.
As we gather in the chapel here I think about these past few weeks. Would they say we failed? From our school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I have for these brave men, the love of our dear land. But when Padre called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. For them I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my dear heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk out, my thoughts will be of you. And I'll write some words upon the wall so everyone will know he loved so much that he did spill his blood upon the rose.
Hello.
How's it going?
How's things?
Oh, sorry. You sign a sheet there?
I do.
Have some things at your house? Makes sense.
No idea what it is. It's been tough. It's been tough, but quite creative. Quite creative. Plenty of time to write some new songs. Working towards getting back into the studio whenever that should be. It's just nice to get out and about and play some songs. What we're looking forward to today is plugging in the guitars, playing some of our own songs, a nice Irish tune, and just getting back out there and doing what we love to do. We're probably missing the most, I would say, live gigs, busking in the streets, and the studio, and being able to shoot videos and everything that goes with being a band, really.
Welcome, lads. Welcome to the National Opera House.
How's it going, Leonard?
Thanks a million for participating in this.
Thanks very much for having us.
Just to mark the day that's in it, if you could. Thank you. Put those on. So how have you been keeping?
Very well, surprisingly, but looking forward to things getting back to normal.
Yes. Well, we've a little bit to go yet, but we will get there. I am confident of that. Is this your first time up on the National Opera House stage?
It's my first time, not Rob's, but it's our first time as a band for sure.
Okay, brilliant. Well, look, again, thank you for that. All right. And take care and enjoy.
Yeah, thank you very much for
Chris,
having us.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
When I go, don't leave me alone. And if I stay, don't go away. Burning log, I see the flame. Trouble finds guilty minds, who is to blame? Where's my people? Where's my people? Where's my people when I need them? Where's my people? Where's my people? Where's my people when I need them? Candlelight is in my sight. I've got my demons. Roses red, some are dead. I've got this feeling. Winter cold is at my door, and I am freezing. Hit the road, addictions flow. I don't need this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't stop me now. No, I won't back down. I'm the man about this town. No, stop me now. What you want me to say? I'm walking around like a stray. I'm out here living today. What you want me to say? Who are you to tell me I don't deserve to walk these streets? And when I do, I will succeed. I was born, wasn't believed. I'm right by your side, headed out tonight. Never leave a man behind. I'm right by your side. I got myself a plan to be the king of the clan. No more wasting my time. Got myself a plan. Who are you to tell me I don't deserve to walk these streets? And when I do, I will succeed. I was born not to believe. Who are you to tell me I don't deserve to walk these streets? And when I do, I will succeed. I was born once to believe.
Hello. You guys could sign the sheet.
Yeah, of course.
Sanitize the hands.
Very good. Yes. This one is it?
Yeah.
Sanitize. So yeah, we're in the Opera House on a Sunday in the middle of COVID. So happy to be here.
Yeah,
Happy to play any music really. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Jumped at the opportunity. It's very easy to feel detached from the music industry in this current climate as well. So, getting the opportunity to do this kind of revitalizes some of the passion for it again. And
Yeah.
you know, it's been months.
Just being back at it, I guess it's been months for us. We've done some online streams, but nothing really replaces the real thing, I guess. So it's nice to not be recording from separate rooms.
Well, lads, welcome.
How's it going?
Thanks for moving to take a part.
Oh, thanks so much.
Just
Cheers.
to signify the day that's in it.
Thanks,
Good.
man.
So how are things? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
It's going to be great to see you back on stage again.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
Great to be back on stage.
we played her last February, and it was the last gig we played before lockdown. So
No way.
I know we're back here like pretty much a year on. So it's nice. We played the Opera House twice in a year, and that's about it. So.
Hopefully, we're able to now at some stage see that we will open up in the future.
Yeah.
You know, that there is that hope piece is there.
In the meantime, a few tunes.
Absolutely. So no, thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
time to talk, no time to walk. She was kind, oh, so kind. She was kind, my mind was cynical and blue, and made that way by you. Oh, darling, I packed up and walked around 1,000 miles, miles. Don't mean a thing, 'cause you keep playing, playing, playing on my mind. But could this all be in vain? The love I've had and lost has gone and thought me pain. In this life it ain't nothing new. No, no, no. So how about it? Oh, let's hit the road. I ain't got no time for wasting here. Out of my own trouble finds and my heart goes, and darkness is a coming full to. Now my love, I ain't going home. And in my head, with the measured words until we meet again, and left me cold, and it shook my soul. But I won't lie, for leaving you means I'll be paying out the cost. But to find myself, I must get lost. So now pack it up to walk 100,000 miles, miles. Now and again you will be playing, playing, playing on my mind. But could this all be in vain? The love I've had and lost has gone and thought me pain. In this life it ain't nothing new. No, no, no. So how about it? Oh, let's hit the road. I ain't got no time for wasting here. Out of my own trouble finds and my heart goes, and darkness is a coming full to. Now my love, I ain't going home, home. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. And could this all be in vain? All the love I've had and lost is gonna thought me pain. Ain't this love ain't nothing new? No, no, no. So how about it? Oh, let's hit the road. I ain't got no time for wasting here. Out of my own trouble finds and my heart goes, and darkness is a coming for you. Now my love, I ain't going home. I ain't going home. Name's River born by the Slaney side. When summer's warm, I cook corn out in Pierce's town. Old man's the land, he lives a simple life. Goes home at night, prays to God for small happiness. He don't speak that much, the strong, the silent type. He and his wife, well, they live for each other's life. They say life ain't no waiting room. The road is whatever way you choose, and don't be held down by the weight of regret. And if you've known love, all if you've known love, and you own that feeling, Jim, he lives in London town. He works the door, stands out in the cold at night. He likes the streets, they go for miles and miles. In Camden town, says most people there, the smiles on their faces. Yeah, and he says that life ain't no waiting room. The road is whatever way you choose, and don't be held down by the weight of regret. And if you know love, all if you've known love, oh, then you feel it, yeah. So going on that feeling, Thames River born, born by the Slaney side. When summer's warm, I cut corn out in Pierce's town. On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day rue. I saw the danger and I passed along the enchanted way, and I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November we tread lightly along the ledge of a deep ravine where can be seen the work of passion's bled, and the Queen of Hearts still making tarts, and I not making hay. And I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. On a quiet street where old ghosts meet, I see her walking now, away from me so hurriedly. My reason must stay out, that I have loved not as I should, a creature made of clay. In the age of booze, the clay he'll lose his wings at the dawn of day.
Morning, Pippa.
Right? Slide machine. Hand sanitizer wipes there.
It's a gig, but not as we know it, Michael. Yeah, I'm actually need a sedative. It's been so long since I've been up and walking around on two legs like a biped amongst humans. But yeah, looking forward to it. Do you know what? I love this building, even though it's like a rabbit warren. I get lost every time. But I love doing anything in here. Okay, the one positive thing that has come out of COVID is discipline and maybe a stretching of concentration, attention span, focus, out of necessity. It's not, it's something that we could have all cultivated under better circumstances, but it's a side product of it. It's far outweighed by the negatives, but there you go. It's helped me to park my backside in a chair and stay in the zone rather than popping up the road for a cup of coffee every 5 minutes.
I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. I arise today through the strength of Christ's birth with his baptism, through the strength of his crucifixion with his burial, through the strength of his resurrection with his ascension, through the strength of his descent for the judgment of doom. I arise today through the strength of the love of cherubim, in the obedience of angels, in the service of archangels, in the hope of resurrection to meet with reward, in the prayers of patriarchs, in the predictions of prophets, in the preaching of apostles, in the faith of confessors, in the innocence of holy virgins, in the deeds of righteous men. I arise today through the strength of heaven, the light of the sun, the radiance of the moon, the splendor of fire, the speed of lightning, the swiftness of wind, the depth of the sea, the stability of the earth, the firmness of rock. I arise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's might to uphold me, God's wisdom to guide me, God's eye to look before me, God's ear to hear me, God's word to speak for me, God's hand to guard me, God's shield to protect me, God's host to save me from snares of devils, from temptation of vices, from everyone who shall wish me ill, afar and near. I summon today all these powers between me and those evils, against every cruel and merciless power that may oppose my body and soul, against incantations of false prophets, against black laws of pagandom, against false laws of heretics, against craft of idolatry, against spells of witches and smiths and wizards, against every knowledge that corrupts man's body and soul. Christ to shield me today against poison, against burning, against drowning, against wounding, so that there may come to me an abundance of reward. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation.
Hi, Roger.
Hi, how you doing?
Come on in.
Nice to see you. Well, I'm walking indoors. This is amazing.
You could sign the sheet there.
Oh,
with
yes.
Your name. Sanitize your hands.
Walking inside into a venue of a Sunday evening. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, level 5 lockdown, and here we are inside a theatre going to perform in front of maybe millions of people. I don't know who's going to watch, but it's certainly exciting. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Last year I've been performing in my home studio, which is a garden shed down at the end of my garden. So, you know, to have a different venue, it's just a different venue. It's just it's exciting, you know. It's just exciting. It's the venue in Ireland, not just even in Wexford. It's the venue. It's the National Opera House. And I must admit something, in all my years performing all over the country and in different parts of the world, this is actually my very first time performing in the Wexford Opera House. From my point of view, from a personal point of view, I think it has forced me to learn some new skills in a way with regards to performing, because if we wanted to stay performing as musicians, performance is all important. And if we wanted to stay performing, we had to shift from what we used to have, which was going to live venues and going to and playing in front of audiences, to reaching our audiences in a different way. And of course, the obvious thing was live streaming. So I think that's the positive I take out of this, is that I've kind of learned a new skill, not so much in just have access to a camera on your phone and that, but actually learning how to produce the show and do it kind of semi-professionally or sort of properly, if you like. I would see that as a positive, most definitely. And I think that's just for me on a personal sort of work level. For me on a personal level, I think it's put a lot of things in perspectives. There was maybe a few silly arguments that may have happened over the years that have certainly been resolved as the bigger picture and the more important things in life become sort of more clarity, I'd imagine. That click. What am I suggesting? I'm not suggesting anything.
Here we are.
Here we are. Fantastic. Whoa. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roger McGuire. We got more airtime.
Was a morning in July, I was walking through Tipperary, when I heard a battle cry from the mountain overhead. As I looked up to the sky, I saw an Irish soldier laddie. He looked at me right fearlessly and said, "Will you stand in the band like a true Irishman? We'll go and fight the forces of the crown. Will you march with O'Neill to an Irish battlefield? For tonight we're going to free all Wexford town." Said I to that soldier lad, "Will you take me to your captain? 'Twould be my pride and joy for to march with you today. My young brother fell at Cork, and my son at Enniscorthy, and to the noble captain I did say, oh, will you stand in the band like a true Irishman? We'll go and fight the forces of the crown. Will you march with O'Neill to an Irish battlefield? For tonight we're going to free all Wexford town. Will you stand in the band like a true Irishman? We'll go and fight the forces of the crown. Will you march with O'Neill to an Irish battlefield? For tonight we're going to free all Wexford town." As we march back home again, in the shadow of the evening, with our banners flying low to the memory of the dead. Oh, we came back to our home, but without our soldier laddie. But I still can hear those brave words that he said, oh, will you stand in the band like a true Irishman? We'll go and fight the forces of the crown. Will you march with O'Neill to an Irish battlefield? For tonight we're going to free all Wexford town. Will you stand in the band like a true Irishman? We'll go and fight the forces of the crown. Will you march with O'Neill to an Irish battlefield? For tonight we're going to free all Wexford town.
If you guys could just wash your teeth and sanitize the hands.
Thank you. Yeah, so it is level 5 and we're here at the Opera House on a Sunday evening, and to be honest, this is probably one of the highlights now of our entire year since being back in Ireland. We came home in March and we've had one gig since Christmas, and honestly this is just an absolute breath of fresh air to finally be back somewhere and doing what we love doing. And just the thrill of being on stage, I
Playing
think.
in such a prestigious event.
Yeah, this is, and
yeah.
the venue,
Yeah.
you know, the top sound quality, the top quality people we're working with. You know, I've had Kira do the sound for the past few months, and honestly, she's been rubbish. So it's going to be really nice to
I think
to
it's
work with
great
some.
that, like, because all of our industry has been affected so much with COVID, and now we finally have a chance to all be working together and performing and doing like lights, camera work, sound, and it's just been on hold for so long now at this stage. I think it's definitely time we go back.
One thing that we've found to be a really positive thing was that people have learned to appreciate music a lot more than beforehand.
And
I
the
think.
arts.
And the
Oh,
arts
yeah,
in general, exactly, and everybody's job, you know, they took it for granted. I think a lot of what performers and artists were doing, and then now kind of people are seeking it out as almost refuge,
Yeah,
you know.
that's definitely something we found as like doing weekly performances. Any sort of creative outlet for people has really been an anchor for people to get through this and kind of have something to take their mind off when everything else just seems to be falling
I think
apart.
it's as much a saving grace for us as it is
Yeah,
everybody else now.
definitely,
So.
yeah.
I know that you'd be lying if you said that you're taking this well, because I haven't seen you in a while and I know I'm struggling too. And it's hard to fake a smile when you feel like it's all going wrong. Like me, you're sitting here wondering what's going on. We're all looking for someone to guide us through. When I've lost my way, you're one to lean on to. And I can't be sure what the morning brings, but I know that I can call on you. The evening's getting longer and I feel like nothing better to do than remember all the things that now I just can't do. And I find it hard to think about the future now, because now I'm unsure and left here stressing it out. We're all looking for someone to guide us through. When I've lost my way, you're one to lean on to. And I can't be sure what the morning brings, but I know that I can call on you. Sometimes I call out your name You carry the weight of the world on your back. It's like you're always set on goal. Oh, we're running ahead, no time to look back. Trying to keep up, they talk too slow. But you feel like home. Yeah, you feel like home. Where you run, I will follow. 'Cause you feel like home. You're always making plans, always something to prove. I've never seen you rest easy. But when time slows down and no one's around, we're left staring at the ground. But you feel like home. Yeah, you feel like home. And where you run, I will follow. 'Cause you feel like home. And I'll always be the same. 'Cause we know no other way. I hope you never change. 'Cause you feel like home. Yeah, you feel like home. And where you run, I will follow. 'Cause you feel like home. Oh yeah, you feel like home. Yeah, you feel like home. And where you run, I will follow. 'Cause you feel like home. Home.
Hi, Mark.
How's it going?
Good, good. Very good.
Thank you.
You can just sign the sheet.
Yep,
and
perfect.
so that your hands will. Very good. Have you?
Thank you very much. Nice change to be playing on the stage instead of in my sitting room or kitchen for a change. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll just go this way, yeah?
Hey Mark,
Well, how's it going?
how are you doing?
Grand, it is.
Indeed. So how's things been? Strange times we're in.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like a whole year since I've been down in Wexford, so it's
Oh my
nice.
God, yeah.
It's a nice change to be back in here for for this, you know. Really looking forward to it. I was actually a bit nervous waking up today because it's been so long since I've actually played in a kind of a not a live setting and such, but on stage, or, you know, not somewhere in my kitchen or sitting room playing on front of the screen. You know?
I think it's going to be something special.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
Wait till
Looking
we see
forward to
it.
it.
Okay, well, we have to go in this way.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
In the grand scheme of COVID, and the one positive that I've experienced, might be an odd one coming from a musician, but the lack of traveling everywhere. So like this is I think the second time since Christmas that I've, you know, had to drive beyond the 5 kilometer radius, and there's just something relaxing about it. I love the fact that I don't have to get up any given day, fill the car, drive for hours, play the gig, drive for hours home. And as I say, I know from a musician's point of view, that's probably really an odd thing to say, but I just found the whole thing quite relaxing, and I've got a lot of work done in the background, a lot of research on different things I've been doing. So I've just found I've had so much more time, more than ever before, to just catch up on things, and I found the whole thing relaxing, you know. So of course you do miss live gigs, and it's lovely to be back here in the Opera House in Wexford. But if we could take one thing going forward, it would be to, I don't know, not say yes to every single thing and be driving up the length of the country to play at a small gig and driving back and everything else. So maybe the whole thing is maybe a bit on the lazy side, who knows.
get set up so I get you.
He's a dad and a roadie.
Have my uses.
I think it's the first proper gig I've done, and to play in the Opera House is just incredible, yeah.
Hey Rachel,
How are you getting on?
welcome. So I'm looking forward to the songs you picked.
Can't wait to play them. Hopefully I remember how to play guitar now. It's been so long.
Really? Did you do the Zoom calls? Or?
A lot of Zoom calls and technical difficulties to try and navigate. But yeah, it's fun.
Getting there.
Getting there, yeah.
Well, look, there is hope because we are going to some stage in the future. I think we all know we are going to be filling out stadiums again and concert halls. And look, we're all there to support you when that happens.
The thing I'm looking forward to about today is just actually performing on an actual stage and yeah, just playing music again. It'd be really fun. So the one thing I've taken out of this whole crazy experience that's been positive is probably having loads of time to really hone in on my craft and just write songs that I love and expand my musical vocabulary. So it's been great. I'll have loads of tunes now to release when the lockdown's over.
Okay, got it.
Ooh, don't stay out, it's almost too late. I'm in a state now, you're throwing plates, we don't use them anyway. I'm slamming doors, we start keeping scores, man, it's always the same. I cry and we make up, next week it's the same stuff, and we're both in the blame. If this is just a rough patch, then why am I so afraid? I guess forever never really lasts. We can fix this whole tape. An eye for an eye, a word for a knife. We both love when we hurt. We keep picking fights, I don't even know why. We can't help but dig up dirt. Whoa, you tell me you love me, I tell you I'm sorry. We both know that it won't work. If this is just a rough patch, then why am I so afraid? I guess forever never really lasts. We can fix this whole tape. It looks like we found an expiration date. Whoa, I wish this was it. Sticks and stones may break our bones, but they're easier to see. This heartache's unavoidable when the stone thrower is me. Sticks and stones may break our bones, but they're easier to see. This heartache's unavoidable when the stone thrower is me. If this is just a rough patch, then why am I so afraid? I guess forever never really lasts. We can't fix this whole tape. No, it looks like we found an expiration date. Whoa, I wish this was it. You tell me don't wait up, I tell you don't stay out. It's almost too late. I have fallen down so many times. Don't know why, don't know where, don't care, guess it's all the same. I have traveled to so many times. Don't know why, don't know where, don't care, guess it's all the same. So how could I protect you in this crazy world? It's alright, yeah, it's alright. Do you hear the sound of nothing? Oh, nothing. Nothing's right, It's alright, yeah, it's alright. So how can I protect you in this crazy world? It's alright, it's alright. How can I protect you in this crazy world? It's alright, yeah, it's alright. How can I protect you in this crazy world? It's alright, yeah, it's alright.
What's the news? What's the news? Oh, me bold Shelmanier, with your long barrel gun up the sea. Say what wind from the south blows your messenger here, with a hymn of the dawn for the free. Goodly news, do I bring you to fort? Goodly news, shall you hear, Bargyman? For the boys march at dawn from the south to the north, led by Kelly, the boy from Killan. Tell me who is the giant with the gold curling hair, he who rides at the head of your clan. 7 feet is his height with some inches to spare, and he looks like a king in command. Ah, me lads, that's the pride of the bold Shelmanier, amongst the greatest of heroes a man. So bring your beavers aloft and your 3 ringing cheers for John Kelly, the boy from Killan. Enniscorthy's in flames and old Wexford is won, and tomorrow the Barrow we will cross. On a hill or the town we have planted a gun that will batter the gateway to Ross. All the fort men and bargemen will march for the heath, with brave Harvey to lead on the van. But the foremost of all in that grim gap of death will be Kelly, the boy from Killan. But the gold sun of freedom grew darkened at Ross, and it's set by the Slaney's red wave. And poor Wexford stripped naked hung high on a cross, with her heart pierced by traitors and slaves. Glory, oh, to her brave sons who died for the cause of long downtrodden man. Glory, oh, to Mount Leinster's old darling and pride, dauntless Kelly, the boy from Killan. On a bill inside in the London, I graft hard for me pay. From the early dawn of morning to the dusky end of the day. And when the week is over and Saturday comes around, it's then that I really miss my dear old Wexford town. Oh, I wish I was in Wexford town, Wexford by the sea. Had to feel the sun upon my face as I walk along the quay. But work is scarce understand, and the dole just doesn't pay. But I know that I will go back home to Wexford town someday. I've a brother in Manhattan, to New York City he did roam, and like me it's unemployment that made him leave his home. And he says that life's been good to him in that country far away. But I know that he will come back home to Wexford town someday. Oh, I wish I was in Wexford town, Wexford by the sea, at the feel the sun upon my face as I walk along the quay. But work is scarce, you'll understand, and the dole just doesn't pay. But I know that I will go back home to Wexford town someday. I've a sister in Australia, she spends Christmas on the beach, and in an outback village school the children she does teach. And although she lives in sunshine and she earns a decent pay, I know that she will come back home to Wexford town someday. Oh, I wish I was in Wexford town, Wexford by the sea, at the feel the sun upon my face as I walk along the quay. But work is scarce, you'll understand, and the dole just doesn't pay. But I know that I will go back home to Wexford town someday. The Celtic tiger now lies idle, no longer does she roar, and the people's hearts are broken as they head for foreign shores. Once a country filled with promise, now a country filled with dismay. But I know that they'll all come back home to Wexford town someday. Oh, I wish I was in Wexford town, Wexford by the sea, at the feel the sun upon my face as I walk along the quay. But work is scarce, you'll understand, and the dole just doesn't pay. But I know that I will go back home to Wexford town someday. Yes, I know that I will go back home to Wexford town someday.
Well, that's it. We've come to the end of the Green Light session here from the National Opera House in Wexford. Before we finish, I would like to thank all the amazing artists who made this evening the special evening that it is. As you can see, this was recorded without a live studio audience. So in that respect, I do want to put an appeal out to you. Nick?
I'd like to thank everybody as well who's been part of this, the artists, the crew, the National Opera House, everybody who has worked on this production. I agree very strongly with what Leonard is communicating. You've seen these artists live streaming, supporting you, supporting all of us during the past year of lockdowns. And we ask that when things come back to normal, that you go see them, support them, go see them live, buy their albums, and try to repay the generosity of spirit that they have all tried to bring to us during these times.
And again, I'd just like to repeat exactly what the guys are saying. The Green Light Session is a community project. This couldn't happen without the community, the music community, and all the volunteers and the crew that helped us put this together. Again, once we get the green light, we please ask you to go out, support these acts, and sometime, hopefully, be it here or in our local pub, stand up, give them a round of applause, give them what they deserve, and have a good night.
On a cross, with her heart pierced by traitors and slain. Glory, oh, to her brave sons who died for the cause of long downtrodden man. Glory, oh, to Mount Leinster's old darling and pride, Dauntless Kelly, the boy from Killala.